The net is closing in on Hamish's killer as a prime suspect is named, and the smutty proposition for two of the residents of Ramsay Street. Not only that, Gary is ready to confess all about his involvement in Hamish's murder and faces both the police and a disappointed Therese. There's also a wedding in amongst all this, with Paul Robinson running off to elope. Wow, what a week. 1. Ellie is propositioned with a threesome. Wait, this is Neighbours we're talking about. Yup, things are about to get sordid on the street, with a proposition for Amy and Ellie after a foray into internet dating goes awry. Amy uses a pic of her and her pal on an app, but her date mistakes her for Ellie in the image. So when he meets her, he suggests a raunchy rendezvous so that no one is left out. Needless to say, a couple of drinks were wasted and Danny goes home looking like he's been bog-washed too. Hamish continues to investigate, and what Gary really did is revealed. Hamish is still very suspicious of Gary, who is lying about what happened the night Hamish died to protect his mum. Sheila is lying to protect him too. But what really happened? It turns out he thought his mum had snuffed Hamish and cleaned up the crime scene. With neither guilty, they decide to go to the police and sort the sticky mess out. 3. Gary confesses to Therese. Gary comes clean about the whole debacle, even telling Therese he went to Paul Robinson to buy an alibi. Therese is gutted that he'd do such a thing without telling her. But when Piper makes her see he was doing it to protect her, she softens and she decides the two need to head off on a holiday to rekindle their romance. 4. Mish T gets a job offer. Mish T has proven herself a worthy police officer with all her stealthy investigations, and it comes to light what really happened in her past. She witnessed the nasty death of her partner Xander and has been on compassionate leave ever since. And although the local police are peeved she meddled in their investigation, they now want to take her on time. 5. Mark Brennan tampers with vital evidence. Again, Mark has clearly got a taste for living life on the edge, having tampered with evidence earlier this year to save Sonia from being accused of the backpacker's crash by destroying the shoes she left at the scene. He's back on it again, this time destroying evidence in the hope of saving his brother. He manages to get hold of the garden gnome Tyler used to clobber Hamish over the head, and wipes it clean of prints. He could be in huge trouble now. 6. Paul Robinson gets married kind of. Well, this is unexpected. Paul and Courtney decide to actually tie the knot. Paul suggests they make things real and elope, heading to the courthouse. As he has a wobble, she convinces him to bring his kids along to make it all okay. Leo refuses, but Amy goes along to try and talk him out of it. She raises doubts in his mind, but not enough to stop the wedding. And no one, particularly Tim Collins, is happy at this news. 7. Mark is under suspicion of corruption. Mark will rue the day Mish T got herself fired, as she puts 2 and 2 together when she learns the gnome has been wiped clean in the evidence locker. Mark is now under suspicion of corruption, although he so far has no clue. Like a fool, he tells her about the time he tampered with Sonia's evidence, and inadvertently makes himself prime suspect of this case. Will Mark lose his job and get prosecuted? More Neighbours spoilers. Toadie and Sonia finally rescue their relationship and get remarried. More Neighbours spoilers. Lynn Scully is back and she's causing a few dramas.